I've worked in higher education for 22 years at Cardiff University, which seems like a very long time when you say it out loud. I'm the centre manager in the Centre for Medical Education, and I'm also the division manager for the Division of Population Medicine as well. So I've got two roles.
I'm James, and I'm a current student on the AUA Postgraduate Certificate. I have been working in higher education for the past 7 years. I'm currently working at Leeds Trinity University as a Senior Academic Quality Officer.
I'm Alex Burkowska, and I work for the University of Reading in procurement department. I've worked for HE for 6 years now.
I've worked in HE since 2015. I'm in Brighton and Sussex Medical School.
My name is Kelly Wolfe, and I'm the Academic Services Manager at the University of Roehampton in the School of Education. I've been working in HE for about 12 years now.
My name's Amanda Brawley, and I work for Glasgow Caledonian University. I've actually only been with the university for about 3 years.
My name's Hugh Jones. I've been a member of the AUA for a long time now. So I now work as a consultant, a freelance consultant supporting the HE sector. I've been doing this for 7 years or so. Prior to that, I worked in universities in London and in Wales in academic administration.
I work in Cardiff University, and I have done so for the last 27 years. Currently, I'm an operations manager within a division of population medicine.
My name's Alison Webster. I've worked in HE for 21 years now. My current role is Quality Assurance and Compliance Manager.
I'm Charlotte Bonner-Evans. I work at Cardiff University. I work within the Research and Innovation Services Central Services Department. And I've been working in HE for nearly 6 years now.
When I started, it was about two things for me. Firstly, to be able to do my job better in terms of being able to engage with sometimes quite senior stakeholders better, but also to maybe move to another role within the university and try something else.
And the reason I started, that I applied for the programme was because I could see change in the organisation, and there was a lot of restructuring. Although I was qualified to do the job as I had the experience, I didn't have a level 7 qualification, which was part of the essential criteria of a lot of the job role that I was in. I was attracted to it because it was specifically in HE. And I thought it was the perfect for me for what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve.
I mean, I was really interested to learn more about HE and how it works, having the ability to network with people from other institutions. I found that so valuable, especially at the study days.
I decided to do the PgCert because I've been in HE for a long time and really felt like there was still more to learn. There are things about the history of higher education and the way that the system works that was still a bit of a mystery.
So I didn't have a degree. I wanted to get a qualification that was related to the career that I was in and that I wanted to progress in. And I would end up with a level 7 qualification, which to me was and something above and beyond what was required from an undergraduate degree.
I was keen to engage with external networks more, and also the wider context of HE policy, and also wanted to further develop my management and leadership skills for my future career aspirations.
A lot of people want to do it because they're interested and they feel the need to have a postgrad qualification. And you can see that a lot of jobs now in higher education, particularly ones that get into positions with management responsibility for people or for systems or for areas, they're expecting postgraduate qualification. And so that's an important thing for it. People do come because they recognize that, I want to get this job, this will help me do it.
In discussion with the division manager, I felt that I was sort of limited. The qualification would give me a more holistic view of the sector, and it would drive me to learn more about my university as well.
The one thing that I came from working in the same organisation for a long time, you can choose to come in and go and just do your daily tasks and leave. I wanted to know, why was our organisation strategy written the way it was? Why was our division director making the financial decisions? I'd never had the experience to or the opportunities to either change my role or do any career development. So it was the knowledge and understanding that I wanted, but I'd never had the confidence to do it before.
I just loved learning, and also, you know, just the fact that the program encourages you to do a lot of research. It's almost a new way of thinking and approaching problems relating to higher education.
Learning about higher education itself and learning about the sector that we're working in, it opens your eyes a little bit from study days and understanding the wealth of opportunities really that are available to you in working in HE, whether you're in admission, you know, whether you work centrally, whether you work within a school. So it just opened your eyes to the history really and the world of HE that I really wasn't aware of.
One of the main benefits that I found of the programme was learning about reflective practice, being able to reflect on my role, how I was working, bring the benefits to me, but also to like other people around me as well. Because I was doing the PgCert during the pandemic, it really helped with like changes to working practices and things. I thought, oh, this is going to be so much more of a challenge, already having to balance study and work, but actually the skills that I'd gained helped me to adapt my working practices.
I think the best bits of the program were actually connecting with other professionals in the HE sector, particularly in the year that we've just had. We're all facing the same trials and tribulations, being able to talk to each other and find out how we're doing and actually just have that support, that community of practice really bolstered me and boosted me up during this year.
I really enjoyed the study days. They were really great. I got to meet other people and we got this lovely great big folder with all the information in it that we needed. So it was quite nice to have something tangible to hold on to. I also really enjoyed researching the essays. One of them, the essays I did was about the history of the University of Kent where I work. I found that really, really interesting, really useful.
Really enjoyed the reflection, the opportunity to have that time out that we don't give ourselves in a busy working environment. It's very rare that people do step back and reflect, and I've learned through the programme how important that is, and to be able to do that whilst working and with a mentor has been fantastic.
The confidence to have a go at this level 7 assignment, you know, what was this? It was could I do this, you know, and it developed me personally as well as professionally. And that's why I loved it, because I went on and I did the DIP and the MSc. I loved the knowledge and understanding, but I liked how it developed me as a person as well. I realised that it wasn't such a scary thing to do.
The programme has 2 modules and they represent different strands of thinking about HE. So one of the modules is HE in context, and that's really helping people understand history of HE, management theories and approaches, how the sector works, how different policy issues impact on the sector. The other side is about people's own professional practice within HE. And a lot of students start uncertain because it talks about reflection and thinking about your own career, and that can feel quite uncomfortable.
I didn't enjoy reflective practice at the beginning. So the first time I had to do it, I was in tears. I really did not like the idea of doing that. But again, it's just one of those things, you get used to it. You start seeing benefits, then it gets easier and almost, dare I say, more enjoyable.
Although I ostensibly joined the programme because I wanted to learn more about the sector and kind of fill in the gaps of my knowledge, it actually was the reflective tools and developing the habit and the research-informed practice that actually has made the biggest difference in my everyday life, and also in the way that I manage my staff. My team will tell you that I bang on about the AUA professional behaviours quite a lot.
I was surprised by the fact that I was actually capable of doing reflection. I'd never actually done it, and then with the PgCert it kind of forced me to do it, and I was surprised that I was good at it, but more than that, it forced me to do other things as well. And it gave me, I don't want to say, the kick up the backside to make me actually do things that I'd been avoiding.
Reflective practice was useful to adapt to my day-to-day role, utilising that with my line manager was really useful. It gives you an opportunity to not only think about what you want to achieve in your role, but what you want to achieve in 5 to 10 years. And I think sometimes that is lost with professional services staff.
Your mentor will be someone who is in the AUA, who has a job in a university that gives them a degree of seniority. Whoever they are, they will have done a level 7 qualification, a postgrad certificate, a master's degree, whatever it might be. And their role is to be a critical friend.
So I met my mentor very frequently. She was brilliant. She was a sounding board for me, and we still keep in touch now, and that's 10 years later. It's really nice to meet somebody and kind of get a different perspective from a different institution's point of view.
It's been brilliant. It's been a really good supportive relationship. It's helped me in the sense that I'm engaging more with external networks, and through our discussions engaging more with the wider context of HE policy in terms of, comparing practice, from my institution to their institution, and just general discussions about academic quality matters as well, because they're an academic quality professional as well. So it's really useful to have somebody in a position where, that they're kind of head of their area. That's a position I want to progress to. In my own career, it's really useful to have that kind of guidance and that kind of insight from somebody else from another institution.
Creating almost like, I feel, probably a friendship with my mentor. I plan to go to visit him at Warwick University. He already said that he very much wants to come to Reading.
One thing I was scared of was I had the knowledge of the cert and I was going to lose it, and because you forget things, and I didn't want to lose it because I enjoyed it so much. So I felt that the AUA mentor was a way to keep a hold of that certificate and to keep that knowledge and to help others then get through it.
The other challenge is time. Work's busy, you're studying, and you've got family commitments and maybe sometimes a social life as well. You never ever think you're going to be able to fit it all in. It's just making a new routine, which it does need to be part of your life for a period of a year while you're doing it. But it's just a change, and it's just adapting to that change. And as I say, just making sure that you've got protected time to do it too.
I didn't have study leave or anything. I did my studies in the evenings or at the weekends. I found that I worked better if I could carve out a good 3 or 4 hours at a time.
Yeah, one of the challenges was balancing between work and home life, fitting in your study. Again, I was really lucky that I had an understanding manager who gave me some study time, but yeah, you still have to be able to find time outside of work.
I had a young family at the time. I worked full time and I care for my parents. So to keep on track, I did a study plan and I worked out what I could do when I could do it. It was never the same every week. And I found it took that pressure, because I'm not one of those people that can do an assignment a couple of days before. I have to plan. I have to do a bit every week.
I wanted to learn more about central services, and as a result I've moved into a role in central services, from developing my CPD and looking at what I needed to learn about the sector from the course, basically.
As I did it just before I went for an interview, I was just full of information. I kind of bombarded the interview panel with all this information. I was like, oh, I know all this stuff, I need to tell you. They did give me other opportunities, helped me get to the point I'm at now in my career. And I also met some nice people. Yeah, it was a challenge, but it was really good. So I definitely would recommend it.
I think it's been such a huge difference, a noticeable difference in my colleagues and my directorate that I work in, to have that input and to have that excitement and enthusiasm and ideas. And as I've been becoming a research informed professional, I've really noticed the difference, both in the way that I can interact with my professional services colleagues, but also how I interact with my academic colleagues. It just didn't occur to me that actually engaging in the process would benefit me in such profound ways.
It increased my knowledge because this is what the program is there for. Equally important, I would say, is the fact that I feel more comfortable now knowing where to look for information. It encourages me to expand my knowledge even further, even beyond that. And as I said, having a network of people now who I can reach to and just feel part of the sector.
From studying on the PgCert, I went on to do the PG Dip and the MSc. It encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and take on this new role, which was student focused, and something that I've never done. It's been a big learning curve for me, with something called COVID thrown in the middle as well. Going from managing a very small team to managing 13 or 14 people in different areas who know exactly what they're doing, a very experienced professional services staff who run admissions, assessments, etc., encouraged me to push myself forward to do that.
I wanted to progress within my own institution first of all, and it just so happens that the role came up, and I've already done that in the first few months of study. Skills and knowledge I've learned on the course has helped me with that progression already, and now it's kind of that next stage afterwards, maybe in the next couple of years, in terms of progressing even further.
So professionally, it helped me get promotion, because to be the post I was in now, you had to have a degree. Me having to have done the cert gave me the ability to be able to do the role well, because I had that knowledge and understanding. It helped me with that confidence to be able to do that role and go to these meetings with scary senior colleagues. I can participate in this. I know what I'm talking about. I've got this knowledge now, and I can contribute to improving processes.
Stay calm and don't cry when you have to do reflective practice for the first time. Just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Stay calm, stay focused, and you will be just fine. The network around is just wonderful. Everyone is very helpful, and people just want you to do well. Everyone is just very, very supportive.
Team are all there to help. They're really great. If you've got questions, ask. They won't make you feel like an idiot. Believe me, I asked a lot of questions.
You probably feel apprehensive. That's absolutely fine. Everybody's feeling apprehensive about starting as well. Imposter syndrome, all of those things thrown into one. Another thing I would say is when you come into the study days, make sure that you prepare for the study days. It can help you engage in discussions, and you can hit the ground running when you need to start with your assignments.
My biggest suggestion for anyone who wanted to do the course would be being prepared to be self-motivated. I will admit I didn't spend the 12 hours a week or whatever it is that is recommended. I carved out the time that felt right to me. I was really excited about the projects. I picked things I wanted to know more about and I wanted to be better at.
It's really important to try and have support from your manager so that you're able to have some study time, if that's possible, within the university or the institution that the person's with, and also try and be kind to yourself. Sometimes it's not going to go as planned, but usually everything's retrievable in some way or other, and the AUA were really helpful and kind and supportive in helping me to get through it.
So my advice to students starting a self-directed program like this would be to plan, prepare, and be realistic about where, when, and how you will study. Everyone's different, and I think it's important that you spend some time working out what works best for you. Also, don't be too hard on yourself if things don't quite go to plan, but it's a developmental process, and I think your confidence and your skills will grow as you progress through the program.
Ask your institution for study time if you can. You'll find that you'll need that time. And I think the commitment has to be there to complete the course. We all have different challenges in our lives and in our roles, but it does need that commitment to complete the course.
I thought the booklet to market the AUA certificate was amazing because it's truthful what it says. It tells you roughly how much time you will need to do it, what you'll need to do to complete it. So that really helped me to do the study plan.
We've got so much evidence of people who are nervous and hesitant coming on the course, who aren't convinced they can do it, but who can and fly and shine and surprise themselves. They probably don't surprise their colleagues. I imagine their colleagues could see it in them all the time, but they don't see it themselves. So believe you can do it. Talk to people in your work about whether this might be something you can do. Go for it.